What happened?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Tell us when we are going online.
करायचं का सर? झालं हॉटस्पॉट वर ऑन करायला
हा.
झालं तर हॉटस्पॉट द्यायला लागेल.
हा.
माझ्या कनेक्टिव्हिटी मध्ये प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत काय? माझा क्लिअर येते तुम्हाला?
नाही नाही, देयर इज अ ब्रेक.
हा ना, एकच मिनिट.
समजा आता चालू आहे आणि समजा नेट गेलं आपण त्यांना हॉटस्पॉट दिलं समजा बंद करून
नाही 2 वाजता त्याला 2 वाजता घेतात ते वरती एक मशीन आहे म्हणून बॅकएंड कनेक्ट होतं.
मला वाटलं की ते कार्यक्रम परत ते लावण्यासाठी सेंड करायचं नाही.
एक बार तुम्हारा रेट चेक करना चेक करो चलता है क्या
मैं तुमको बोल रहा हूँ जियो पे मत करो.
जियो पे करो डैडी. There's no internet जियो है.
Am I clear?
Yeah. Now it's very clear. Perfect. Hello.
Hello.
They will be they'll be letting us know na when they are putting it live.
But now it says live on Facebook, so I'm not understanding. Here it says no. I don't know.
Sonia ma'am, Amitabh
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
all the best. We have already gone live. You may start in couple of minutes.
Okay.
All the
Thank
best.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. ऑडियो म्यूट किया है आपका? आई मीन स्क्रीन आपका स्क्रीन म्यूट किया है क्या?
No ma'am, he's coming back. Just
Okay.
a moment.
That
He's
is
there ma'am.
okay.
If all set, you may please start. Thank you.
I'll start. Good afternoon, teachers, principals, organizers, and our guests. I'm Sonia Mali, and I welcome each one of you in today's webinar on how to teach online. Talking about current situation, we all know that the world is going through a historic yet unpleasant time due to COVID-19 pandemic. People all over the world are fighting the pandemic with social distancing and quarantine lives. It has significantly affected various sectors in India and the entire world. And one such sector is the education system. All the state governments across the country have temporarily shut down schools and colleges. It has almost been 4 months and there's still an uncertainty when the schools and colleges will begin. Looking at the hour's need, as children would be deprived of learning, all the schools are making efforts to continue teaching through online and distant learning mode. It is a crucial time for all our teachers to cope up with this new methodology. Hence, viewing the need of required skills for effective teaching, Navneet Foundation decided to conduct a special seminar for our teachers. I don't think Navneet Foundation needs any introduction. We know that Navneet Foundation through CR activities have been conducting teachers empowerment program from the past 4 years. 285 so far workshops have been conducted since 2016. 14,000 plus teachers have been trained through Teachers Empowerment Program. However, this year the training program has been slightly altered, and so we are here online today. I'm sure today's webinar is going to be an effective tool for greater implementation of technology in our education system. So on behalf of the entire team, I would like to welcome our expert for today, Shri Amitabhji Mehta, who would be guiding us through this webinar. I would like you all to have a small introduction about him. Trust me, I had to make it small. He's a lawyer by profession, has 20 plus years of experience in teaching, innovation teaching, and learning methods. He works as a director at Spectrum Education Pune and SMILES, that is Science and Mathematics Innovation Learning and Enterprising School in Pune. He's been a visiting faculty at various colleges in Pune, and he's been conducting students and teachers training since 15 plus years. Hello, Mr. Mehta ji. We are so fortunate to have you on the panel. We thank you so much for taking your time out for today's webinar in spite of your busy schedule. So I would just want you to give the gist of the entire session so that we know what we are going to cover today.
Yes, thank you so much. A very happy evening to all the leaders who are a part of this seminar through various channels. For me, teachers have always been guiding role models and leaders. And I've always looked upon my teachers as my life leaders. And therefore, I always address teachers as my leaders. This year, teaching and learning process will be very different from that what we have been doing so far. This year, the leadership is going to be very different. This year, the way we conduct our lessons, assignments, and assessment patterns will be very different. The role we play, the way we relate to our students, the way we make things happen will be very, very different than whatever we have been doing so far in the classrooms. Till March, we were into physical delivery mode of sessions, classroom sessions, those vibes, peer learning, okay, and everything in a playway manner, okay, that is not going to be there. As far as I can foresee, this year, the physical classes, the school sessions seem to be a challenge, and everybody will be on their machines. This kind of leadership and training, which is required, will be very, very different. On a lighter note, it looks like if we think of arranging a picnic for our students, it will not be picnic to some historic place or some museum, but we may need to arrange a picnic to schools. Arey Baba, this is your school. So let me tell you a few stories in a line. You remember Nokia refused Android. One line story. And what is happening to Nokia? Yahoo refused Google. What happened to Yahoo? And Kodak refused digital cameras. The lessons we learn: embrace change. If you refuse change, with time, we all will be obsolete. For a couple of months, I have been having discussions with teachers and experts across as to what are challenges we are likely to face. Many of them have already initiated some or the other kind of teaching and learning process. Together, we discussed and started working on a new direction, a new approach, a new dimension to teaching and learning process. And today, I am happy to present to you all through the apt and well thought platform created by Navneet Foundation, वो नई दिशा, वो नई सोच. Here I recollect a few lines of a poem, एक नई दिशा. एक नई दिशा है, नई दिशा, एक नई दिशा है. इस नई दिशा से चल कर देखे, है सरल दिशा, खुला है भेद, नया माध्यम, वही संकेत. नई आशा, अभिलाषा, धीरज इसकी परिभाषा, ऐसी दिशा. पेशेंस इज द की. सुनने का है ढंग नया, कहने का है रंग नया, नजर वही, नजरिया नई, साज वही, आवाज नई, है ऐसी दिशा.
क्या बात है.
Here, Sonia Madam, if with your permission and with all the leaders and panelists, shall we proceed?
Yes, but before we start, just a small announcement for all the participants. I would want you all to drop all your questions in the Q&A box, in the Q&A section. We will assure that all the answers, all the questions would be answered. But just in case, because we would be running short of time, there is time constraint. If there are any questions which are not answered, we would definitely be answering. So we'll send you an email. So we want all of you all to make a note of the email address that we have. Okay. Can you flash the email address? Or it's a webinar, WEBINAR @navneet.com. NAVNEET.com. We'll make sure that all the questions are answered during the session. Just in case we miss out on some questions, we will definitely get back to you. That's why we are here for. That's why Navneet Foundation is here for. I request your patience, your 100% participation, and please benefit yourself to the fullest. So Mr. Mehta, over to you. To begin with, I just wanted to tell you about the challenges that teachers are facing these days. So would you want to throw light on the challenges like, does virtual teaching actually make an impact? Are students really understanding what is being taught? There is no face-to-face communication, leading to isolation, limited devices, internet connectivity issues, too much of online activity, hampering the physical health of children. So can you throw some light on all these questions that we have today?
Yes, thank you, Sonia Madam. So it's very interesting. From the discussions with the teachers and experts, the things I found apt to be made a part of this webinar, which I shall attempt to cover, will be as follows. Some challenges and solutions, as Sonia Madam mentioned, tools and aspects of online teaching, academics under online scenario, practice for online teaching, and cyber policy and cyber safety. And in between, maybe you can throw your questions in the Q&A section, and at the end also we'll have question and answers. So if I start with the challenges, and do we have some solutions? How do we tackle the challenges? Unlike the smooth engine that was in place so far in our classrooms, classroom teaching mode was used for ages. And this year, on the surface itself, there are some very deep, profound challenges. When we overcome these challenges, the opportunity that we get is like nobody's business, extraordinary. But the challenges are something which are new for each one of us. It's been like all of us have been ustads who have been in the ocean of this education system for years and experts in our own subjects and very comfortably managing our classes. For the newcomers, it was a very easy flow. because lots of guidance and role modeling was possible. Now, suddenly all those things will not be there at all. Then what? This year, and if I go to the top-notch governmental reports, it says another couple of years, things may not be normal. And let's say this will be the new normal, because despite of our expertise in one or two subjects, all of us are attempt to use altogether new platform of delivery for the first time. And all of us are experimenting these things for the first time. It's almost like learning to assemble an aircraft after having jumped from a mountaintop, and before we hit the ground, the aircraft has to be ready and we must be great pilots. I just remembered my granny, and my granny chats with me on WhatsApp now, uses her ATM card to withdraw money and pay her shopping bills. What an amazing learning attitude she displays. I'm sure all of us have shown that kind of endurance in something or other in life, whether it is to learn cycling, use smartphones, or online banking. This is where now leadership will be at tests. This is going to be a big challenge as well as an extraordinary opportunity. We will make mistakes. Our students will make mistakes. This is not the time for us to have self-righteousness and say that that was not expected out of you, or this is not how we do things. This year is going to be the humblest year for all of us. Even if we make mistakes, as long as we are putting in genuine and sincere efforts, we need not get anxious about things. We need not curse ourselves by saying, will I be able to do this? This year, it should be like, from every experience, what did I learn from it? And next time, how am I going to improve? There is a statement which I deeply believe, and that statement has helped me many times in life. And the statement is, a leader is always dealer of hope. When things are changing rapidly and all of us want to make things happen in this kind of scenario, we need 200% of self-motivation and positivity. It's going to be humbling for all of us because it may not be the natural nature for a few of us. This year, we have to be very, very humble, and that humility and motivation and support should uplift yourself and your students. When we can do that with all our spirits, then it will be an exceptional year. I believe all present on the Zoom platform and various other platforms, for some or the other reason who have not been able to be here, have the caliber to be that kind of leaders in this situation. So let me extend a thank you to everybody present here. We have been making difference and you all will be continuing to do the difference. When a vehicle is turning sharply to the right or to the left, many lose balance, and many of us have experienced that. And that we have to hold on to some support to help ourselves from falling. Some of them may also fall. So this year is something like this. We are working with an absolute new approach, doing things absolutely in a different manner. We are working with absolutely new approach, new technology so profoundly. The bus is not only moving with great speed, but it is also turning right and left suddenly. We need to develop this kind of resilience. Remember, leaders, it is not important what happens to us, but what happens through us. Let us display that kind of strong and impeccable will and wish to make miracles happen. When I come down to the challenges, some common challenges that I see is I cannot see the student. Does virtual make an impact? I'll just show you a simple video in a second. Now this video as a challenge in itself, we have to just identify whether it is conveying the message or not.
ഇതാണ് അരുണിന്റെ ഓട്ടോ വീട്. ഒരു സൗകര്യമേ ഇതിലുള്ളൂ. ആവശ്യത്തിന് വലിപ്പമുള്ള കിടപ്പുമുറിയും മോഡുലാർ അടുക്കളയും കുളിമുറിയും വരെ ഈ വീട്ടിലുണ്ട്. ഒരു നിലയിൽ ഭാരം തുല്യമായി വിഭജിച്ചാണ് ഇത് വിഭാവനം ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. സഹായിക്കുന്നു. 70 ലിറ്റർ കൊള്ളുന്ന ഒരു വലിയ കണ്ടെയ്നർ മലിനജലം ശേഖരിക്കുന്നു. ഇതെന്നത് പഴയ ബസിന്റെ ഭാഗങ്ങൾ, വലിച്ചെറിയപ്പെട്ട മെറ്റൽ സ്ക്രാപ്പ് പോലുള്ള ഉപേക്ഷിക്കപ്പെട്ട വസ്തുക്കൾ എന്നിവയാണ്.
And very interestingly, it was a home on wheels, a house made on wheels. The language barrier didn't make a difference. And that one video, as it is said, one picture makes a difference, did it all. Okay, whether students are understanding or not, this video, in spite of having the video, the language challenge, we were able to understand what that video displayed. And if we could find out such different resources wherein we'll not have any language barrier, things will definitely be easier for students. Let me try with one audio. Now this audio is so easy. The students will get glued to the systems. It will be mesmerizing experience.
आवाऱ्याच्या बसनी विमानी सहल करूया गगनाची. चला मुलांनो आज पाहूया शाळा चांदोबा गुरुजींची. चला मुलांनो आज पाहूया शाळा चांदोबा गुरुजींची.
It is not whether you are able to see the students or not. It is not whether the students are understanding or not. What efforts we take to make our resources so wonderful that it communicates what we wish to communicate. There will be technical challenges. There will be less availability of devices, internet issues. There may be 2 or 3 students in a house and then a difficulty of devices. Or it may be, we may think at this age, I need to adapt to all this. And let's see if all this is covered as we move further. How do we tackle these changes? I shall give you 2 amazing tools which my guru taught me, and I shall also demonstrate the same with a sample chapter units. I have a slide in front of you. If you could just grab a pen and paper fast and you can draw these quadrants for yourself, an amazing tool. There's a poem which I was just saying, Ek Nayi Disha. And if I take it a little further, it says, Gun dekho, avgun dekho, khud ko bas agle mein dekho, vichar ki dhara dekho, unko naye tarah se dekho, ye nayi disha hai. Now what happens is, when you're adapting this, there'll be developmental challenges, growth challenges. You have to focus only on the first 2 quadrants. Something that you can do yourself, myself and easy. The first quadrant, if you see, you should immediately begin. Can I make PPTs? Can I do some simple collection of resources from maybe Google or maybe from some other teacher? Can I assemble everything together? If that is possible, first quadrant, immediately begin with it. And of course, take use of the second quadrant the way I am doing today. Navneet Foundation is the support which is providing us this platform. And then putting across these things is a little easier for me because I have been doing things for a quite long time. So I am in the second quadrant today, trying to reach out using support and things which are easy at my end. Something that is difficult and needs supports, you need not do it now. And something that is yourself and difficult, you may put it in pipeline, and slowly as you gain time and practice, you can definitely utilize it. So divide things in such a way that you start using first 2 quadrants and be in the development mode. Second tool, as I mentioned. Now, whenever you will be starting with your class, you just give them an outline that you are doing so and so chapter, and ask your students to write down 2 predictions about the sessions based on whatever you have given small summary. Okay, any 2 predictions based on knowing the background that we are in the session of, for example, this today's session as to how to teach online. What are your predictions about the session? Maybe 1 or 2 you can just type in the chat box. We'll see how it works. Any 1 or 2, anybody who is able to put it on the chat box, you can just put 1 or 2 predictions. Now, whatever I'm trying to do, you can do it in the classrooms. You will ask your students to write, what do you predict? Okay, what will be in the session? What do they expect out of this? Now here, we want prediction and not expectations. Expectation is mujhe ye chahiye, but predictions is ye ho sakta hai. These are 2 different things. This may happen. So we are making students ready for many things through this simple exercise. We are making them involved. Biggest challenge is we'll be conducting lectures from home. Students will be at home and there will be lots of distractions. Not many people are blessed enough to be at home and not getting disturbed. I'm not hinting at anything. My wife is also watching the session like parents do when you teach. So no comments. Voice from the kitchen, younger ones playing around, milkman coming, students will have lots of distraction. Latest thing is parents are now examining whether the teachers are doing a good job or not. Sonia madam being with me,
Yes.
and a parent, she may be having certain things to say about this.
Yeah, actually, I would like to share one incident. What happened is the teacher actually was taking the online session, and suddenly a parent intervened and started insulting, humiliating the teacher. The teacher at that point of time did not utter much because she thought maybe it's not advisable to speak something on a forum like this. But her quietness might be considered as a weakness in front of all the students. And the students might be confused because they respect teachers and they know that teachers are their guru. They respect teachers as well as parents. But when parents are talking like this, children are in a state of dilemma. What is happening? So now I think teachers are in a state of being accountable. Their performance is getting monitored. Are they teaching effectively or not is being judged by parents. So I think you can later on cover with the gap that can be bridged. You know?
Everybody is in the learning mode and even the parents are. So
Right.
while the child is attending the classes online, there are some parents hovering in the background. Okay, child wants to concentrate and they want to say, please go away. I don't want that distraction. But parents are not, as you know, they want to be there. Okay, so you are distracted, students are distracted. The only way you can get back their attention and by which you can keep them out of distraction is to keep them engaged, keep them thinking. Now imagine you have asked them, what do you predict? Now after predictions, they have to pay attention. Why they have to pay attention? Because something is predicted and whether it is happening or not, whether it is a part of the session or not, dekhna padega na. Kids are inquisitive. So you have done something and attempted to hook them and you will get their attention. We will be using technology, having two-way communication. So even if there are 10 who are answering, who will write the predictions and say each one of them writes 2 points in the chat box, you get 20 points and students are curious to know about it. And you suddenly find everyone is engaged. It is going to be an adventure and exploration, finding tools which will help us keep our students engaged all the time. That then at the end of the session, ask them a question. Were your predictions correct? Let them explain for themselves why not, which means Now we are attempting to help them scan their entire session in their minds. They have to share this in common forum. So like the sheet that I've made, you can make this sheet. Students can write, click and send it on your WhatsApp group. As simple as that. They have to share this in common. For example, some may share that they were expecting some poem, some story, and it was not there today. Some may say that there was a poem, and now child cannot create a perception and say it's over. The moment some perception is there, the child wants to express, there is peer learning that is happening, which is a very, very rare thing in digital world. So understand, we are wanting to do simultaneously peer learning. This is a miraculous tool we are going to use. And why am I sharing this with you today? Because teachers will be teachers who will say, "Bacche dhyan nahi dete hai." There will be people saying, "Bacche video off karte hai." So today probably the most important takeaway for all is, it does not take intelligence to tell what will go wrong. It takes intelligence to say, this is how we will solve it. And this is we are attempting to do in the session. Together attempting to find ways and means for us to solve. So if you say there's a video issue, there is distraction in the issue, students don't get involved, how can I make the impact? Peer learning does not happen. In the very first lecture, you may take maybe coming Monday, start with a mind frame. We are all going to conquer all of this. If the right mind frame is not there, in a lighter note, use the left one, a bad joke, but few things like this may help lighten the session. In fact, teaching will be so powerful, you can convince yourself going into the classroom is less impactful than teaching digitally because of the resources that are available. All this is an idea waiting to be realized when you will actually practice your session, and that's how leaders think. So while we are into online teaching, which will be the greatest advantage, vis-a-vis saying, let me see how this can be done as the biggest advantage this year. Leadership is not in saying sub problematic hai, it's about I'll do it. I have seen kids at home glued to television sets seeing Ramayan, Mahabharat, Vishnu Puran, obsessed, Shaktiman. Why? Because the way it is created. And finally, the sheet says about the third question. The third question is, write 3 questions, okay, which you understand. Well, you have to prepare a question from the session as if you are asking it to your friend, you are asking it to somebody in the classroom, and they will answer those 3 questions. Now, what will happen? Making questions is not easy. They have to prepare 3 questions. Maybe you choose randomly one person by his roll number and ask them to put the question on the chat box. So what does this mean? Now, there is a big concept behind this. Anticipate, analyze, and ask. I bet you can build the rest of your teaching for the entire year in this superb conceptual manner. And you can be one of the phenomenal teachers because you have taught students to analyze, you have asked them to ask, and you have asked them to participate in the sessions. Let us try to apply this in academics. By academics, what do I mean? For a teacher at the back end, academics will mean lesson plan, session plan, which all of you are really good at, assignments and homework, exams and assessments, mark sheet, and what are the tools and aspects that can be used here. Now, what happens is lesson plan, session plan, good, we can make. But now in the online platform, how we can do it? So I have made something considering these points. Let's see how it can help us in our sessions in classroom. So when you're preparing the lesson plan and a session plan, which I'll explain in little detail, keep in mind in the classroom for one lecture, 5 minutes will be in stabilizing the students. You need to keep all your material ready because online 5 minutes stabilizing is gone. You may have 35 to 40 minutes. And in that time, if your resources are not ready, you may miss out with your session. Okay, there may be no blackboard. and you want to teach something, so you should have the material handy in form of presentation. You need to break the sessions appropriately. So 25 minutes of session, checkpoints after every 8 to 10 minutes, wherein you can ask students just to put on the chat box yes or no. Written feedback after every session. You may record your session for your own assessment, and that will help you to be better in the next session. Now let's see how I'm using this. If I give you an example of a lesson plan for one of the science chapters, sound, then my way, you can do it in your own ways. I thought of breaking the chapter into units and what is the expected outcome that I want out of it. You know all of this, I'm just briefing you very shortly. So what I have done is, my first lecture, I have cut into 3 parts, wherein I'll teach nature of sound, production of sound, and propagation of sound. And what is the expected outcome out of it? Students should know what is sound. They should know what are vibrations, what are the characteristics out of it. If you take the third part, the propagation, explain how sound travels from source to the listener. So these are the basic things that you should cover into your first session. Similarly, the second session, sound waves, maybe the fourth one, okay. The second session will get over at characteristics. Third one may start with something like speed of sound. What are the expected outcomes? What is speed of sound? The speed of sound is maximum in which medium? So you should know what is the outcome you're looking for. So this way, I have divided the entire sound chapter into 5 sessions. Everywhere I know what is the expected outcome. वो session में मुझे क्या चाहिए? So once I have done this, so this was a broad outline about the entire chapter. Now I will prepare what do I do in this session, in one session today. So suppose I am planning my session 1. The session 1, before telling the students the name of the chapter, can we give them some background and make them identify what is the chapter all about? Okay, so they may recognize it. So let's take a mock. It's very short. Okay, if I am teaching this chapter, how will this go? Now see, can you identify the sound? If you can identify, you can just write. So what we are trying to do is, we are just trying to take them to the topic sound. Very simple, but then आज teacher को sound के बारे में सिखाने वाले हैं. So you can give them a brief background, tell them about what is sound, and then say, welcome to the world of sound. We have already asked them, okay, what are your predictions about it? Now I'm connecting you with the template that I showed you before. So they have already given the predictions. Now you have started with your session. Okay. Now there can be something like this. And we can ask them, if a doorbell is, okay, somebody comes and you can hear the doorbell, but how did the sound reach to you? Then you can build a definition of sound. Now what I have done is, I will utilize certain videos which are available either on YouTube or which may be available from your e-learning resource like Navneet, eSense, or any other good e-learning company. I recommend you to use them and see how it becomes more interesting. Let's see, does this video makes an impact?
Top Scorer. Fun, learn, score more.
Chapter 12. Study of Sound. Nature of sound. Sound. We hear different types of sounds throughout the day. We are able to hear sound. Sound creates sensation in our ears, and we are able to hear sound. Thus, we can define sound as a form of energy which creates the sensation of hearing in our ears. This energy is in the form of waves. These waves propagate through a medium in the form of oscillations with certain velocity. The velocity of sound wave depends on its frequency. The velocity of sound varies with the variation in its frequency. But the velocity of sound wave depends on the properties of the medium in which the wave travels. For this, a medium is necessary for the propagation of sound waves. The sound waves propagate in the medium through the oscillations of the particles of the medium about their mean positions. Thus, the direction of the oscillation of the particles of the medium is related to the direction of the propagation of the sound wave. Come, let us now study about the characteristics of sound waves.
Top scorer. Fun, learn, score more.
Now, we have been teaching this in classrooms, now not as a subject expert, but just trying to put how we can teach online. We just standing in the classroom and saying all this, and the impact made by the video, the pictures, the music, I believe will be definitely more profound than what we used to normally do while going in the classrooms. All that we need to do is either find out a video on YouTube or any other resource, or the best way, if we want a tailor-made e-learning resource, we need a partner. We need to collaborate with somebody like Top Scorer, somebody like Navneet, which will give you the requisite data, content, video, and make this more interesting.
Great,
Now, yes, madam.
Yeah, you can continue. I'll intervene later.
Yeah. Now, in the course of this, when you are teaching, then you can have questions. Okay, why can't astronauts, okay, when they are there in space, even if they speak, they are not able to listen to each other. The way you do in your classrooms, build up the session. So it will be a mix of videos, different sources of contents. It may be your documents. There'll be many things that are there. And what we have to do is now just connect. Okay, what all things we try to find out from the students, what they're expecting. Okay, so they are now analyzing. Now this is the resource in front of you. You have put in the diagram. You can just explain, already the video has explained it. What is longitudinal, what is transverse. Then maybe you can make use of another in the process. My third part was, what are the characteristics? So the characteristics, maybe I have another video.
Top scorer. Fun, learn, score more.
Characteristics of sound waves. As sound waves propagate through a medium, they give rise to a chain of compressions and rarefactions. Compressions are the places of higher density, and rarefactions are the places of lower density in the medium. The particles of the medium oscillate about their central or mean positions in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. Such waves are called longitudinal waves. On the other hand, in the waves created by dropping a stone in still water, the particles of water oscillate up and down. These oscillations are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. Such waves are called transverse waves. Come, let us understand more about sound waves. Here, three figures are shown. Let us observe them. At any moment during the propagation of a sound wave, we find alternate bands of compression and rarefaction of the medium. That is, bands of greater and lesser density. First figure shows the changes in density, while second figure shows the changes in pressure. The changes in density or pressure in a sound wave are shown in the form of a graph in the third figure. The distance between two consecutive compressions or two consecutive rarefactions is called wavelength of sound waves. It is indicated
Now, one very important suggestion is when these videos are going on, let it not go like a movie. Now you can pause this. You can discuss what are rarefactions, what are compressions. Okay. You can discuss various things that are necessary to be discussed at that stage. Play, pause, and move. So it will be sort of a discussion with the students, and you can ask students to answer in a yes or no, answer in word on the chat box. And there is a facility on the chat box by which you can download the chat file and record whatever students have said. So students will also know that teacher is recording it. Maybe we can have some internal assessment marks and utilize this to understand whether student is attentive in the class or not. So along with the video, our
By the
inputs
Greek letter
definitely will be
lambda.
important.
The change of density from maximum to minimum value and again to maximum value makes one oscillation. The number of oscillations per unit time is the frequency of wave.
So I can ask, okay, what is frequency of the wave? Like the students can tap on the chat box, and things will be more easier for us to understand whether the student is with us or the student is not there with us. Just to cut this short, because I am not teaching you the content.
Frequency of octave sa, that is tar sa, is 880 Hertz. Difference between the frequencies of the voice of a man and that of a woman. The voice of a woman has a higher pitch. That means it has higher frequency than that of a man. Let us now proceed further.
Top scorer. Fun, learn, score more.
So I'm sure if we have a proper blend, things will be more interesting. Yes, Sonia?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that rather than just limiting yourself, you can go through the various learning apps like TopScorer. We can check on digital content sources, links, videos, pictures, YouTube videos, and definitely things can be more creative, and you can make them understand in a better and effective way. So now, sir, my next question is, once the delivery has been done, okay, the session plan is made effectively and we've delivered it to the student, how can we know that the student has understood it, grasped it? And this is on a daily basis. I mean, can we collect a feedback from the student on a daily basis? Oh, so I think I'm on the right track. Feedback sample. So how can we collect data? Because I feel this works two-way. It is actually useful for a teacher also to understand if there is any area of improvement for her, and also for the student that if he or she understands well. So can you just explain us about the feedback? How can we collect those?
Now, the way we prepare, we deliver, we engage them, the way we take feedbacks, all are going to be driven by anticipate, analyze, and ask. Now let's see if one of the students is forced to ask a question. Okay, I literally mean they'll put something on the chat box. Then what happens? So that student is made to think about what was there in the chapter and then actually put forth what he thinks should be the question. Okay, now here I give you a feedback sample. Now what do? You just share the sheet with the student and then ask the student to write things, whatever you have learned. What all things you agree if you see the first quadrant? What all things you disagree and why? Maybe you have not understood that. What all things were new to me? So from this session, maybe for many of them, this analyze, anticipate and ask must have been something new and engaging. Ask them to put, are there any more details that they want? Ask them, was there any relevance in their life? For example, some students may say, echo kaise hota hai, mujhe pata chala abhi from this chapter. So when you put in such a systematic manner, what all you agree, disagree, that's new to me, details what I want, and relevance in your life, you are connecting them with your entire content. For example, if the history teacher or a geography teacher is there, history teacher is teaching about Shivaji and what he did, the relevance is how we should live our life. If a geography teacher is teaching something about some wonderful location, and maybe some students may travel there in future, so they have something which has relevance in their life. So what I mean to say is, अर्थ वही भावार्थ नया, गाने का अंदाज नया, है वही सूर है वही ताल, है वही राग ख्याल नया, नई दिशा में है ख्याल नया, और तुम वही है हम वही, बोली वही बोली नहीं, है दिल वही धड़कन वही, सांस वही एहसास नया. So we are doing things in a different manner. So I have shared a few tools. Feedback is very important. That anticipation part is very important. Then how do we assess the students now? After having utilized this response sheet, okay, this response sheet will help us in so many different ways. Okay, it will help us in implementing knowledge. It will help in acquisition of knowledge. It will help in creating certain new ideas in the students. So we have finished the session. We have created all necessary things that were there to be created in the minds. Now what do we do about assessments and homework?
Yes, sir. I would also like to interrupt and ask you. We had a question in the Q&A section regarding what are the tips on self-study. So I think you would be covering that.
Yes,
Homework and how to, yeah.
Absolutely. There is a system of study book pattern. Okay, you have workbooks of maybe since school. There are many other publications which have workbooks. They have worksheets into it. It is an amazing way. It is an amazing way of creating those worksheets and workbooks and asking them, "Ke Baba, so and so workbook, so and so page. We have done the chapter on sound. Why not do this?" Google Forms is also very useful. Ensure that the submission is in a disciplined manner. Google provides us with a platform called as Classroom. Students can write on a piece of paper, they can take a photograph and submit it on Classroom. Now, how to use Classroom platform is very simple. If you just think about the development quadrant, support and myself, and if you take support of your computer teacher will help you how to create Google Forms, how to develop a classroom using Google. There is a Google Classroom. All students will be there on board with you, and you have a disciplined way of teaching, creating assignments, asking students to submit it back, checking it, and giving them the reviews. You will get feedbacks of every person on that classroom, which Google has provided. Very apt tool. Many of you are also using it. So Zoom is one platform that we are using. If at all we are not able to use Zoom, we have Google Meets, we have Google Classrooms. You should conduct at least one MCQ test as a part of the homework. Now let's see how assignment can be made. Okay, I have just a sample link.
I can see a MCQ test link here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll show you assignment also and MCQ test also.
Okay.
So what I've done is, I've just created a dummy test or a dummy assignment, you can say, that our session is how to teach online. And this is something like you are asking students to answer certain questions. So what is your school name, school address, what's that? And students can actually fill it online and submit, and you get the answers at your end. Just a simple way, one-liners, one-word answers can be created in such a wonderful form. Students submit, you have it. Not even 5 minutes taken. And you know कि आज मैंने जो सिखाया वो बच्चों को basic समझ में आया क्या नहीं, just at a click of a button. What an amazing way of doing it. So assignment may be short assignments. There may be lengthier assignments which students can write on a piece of paper, on the books. They can click it and put it in the classroom window, or maybe even WhatsApp if the classroom, Google Classroom is not being used. We were talking about some sample MCQ test. Again, Google Forms will help us. So maybe here we have MCQ on sound. So maybe student's name, then sound is what? It's solid, liquid, so maybe it is energy. So is disturbance going through whatever questions? I randomly just say answer. So we answer this, student will read it, give him sufficient amount of time. It will not take 5 minutes. Sound waves do not travel in vacuum or whatever it is. And if he submits it, within a second, he will be asked, you can view your score, and the student can view score immediately the way you are doing. Get 20 out of 50, that means 2 questions were correct. So first one was correct, second one is wrong, third one is wrong. The correct answer is given. Sound waves require a medium to propagate. Such an amazing tool wherein you can understand, okay, are the basic things that were delivered are properly done or not done.
And
So-
I think, sir, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, continue.
No, I think that by giving effective assessment and exams, assessments and homeworks, our students actually would be indulged in more productive work, because now they have good amount of time at home. The school hours also have been lowered. So by giving good amount of, effective assessments and homeworks, assignments and homeworks, I think they can utilize that time in a better way. Utilize their time in a better way. Yeah. So now I was just going to come to assessment and exams, because I feel that's the most crucial part of every education
Yes,
section.
it's
You
a
know, I mean,
backbone.
once the lesson has been delivered, portion has been covered. So how are we going to cover the assessment and exam? And online, I think it's going to be a big challenge. So if this is a misunderstanding of mine, can you please clear
Yes,
it?
in fact, it will not be a big challenge. The
Okay.
way I just, we were on that MCQ test. Similarly, long answer test can also be conducted, wherein students can click and send, and on-screen checking can be done.
Okay.
So there are platforms. So like for example, non-technical platforms are workbooks. Maybe you choose from Navneet, maybe you choose from any other publication. Technical platforms are like Top Scorers, Study Buddy, or any other platform that you know where you can collaborate. It will be very useful to collaborate with different resources and make your school should actually sit now and take a decision. How do we accept this challenge and move further? Now there has to be a pattern for assessments and exam. There can be weekly assessments, online assessments, scheduling at a particular time, MCQ based more. Even if it is MCQ based, question should be challenging. Student को सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या है, अभी इसमें कैसे आंसर कैलकुलेट करूं. They will need to write something, solve something, and then answer that MCQ. It will be very smart in making those assessments. And such platforms are readily available, which you should take help of. Now, pattern of exam will change. You can make parent as the supervisor. Okay, students can scan and submit on Google Classroom or even on WhatsApp. There are on-screen technology for evaluations. So there are many such platforms which are available, which can be utilized by teachers with support of their school. And then after the assessment is done, mark sheets, you can have different fields. You can have weightage for your attendance, weightage for homeworks and assignment, maybe from the online sessions, the feedbacks that you have, weightage for weekly assessment, and weightage for exams which are being supervised by parents. So even if they are open book exams, or even if parent supervised exams, student will need to sit, read and write. So that will also, to some extent, so I always say something is better than nothing. So maybe this will help.
Yeah. So we have one more question here in the Q&A section. How can we conduct online classes for junior KG and senior KG students? I mean,
for junior KG and senior KG is so very easy. मैंने सबसे पहला जो वीडियो दिखाया, it was a Malayalam video. One engineering student had designed a house on wheels. Okay, it is similar. वो छोटे बच्चों को language से कुछ लेना नहीं है, but whatever they see, they are grasping. So you should have resources at your end. You should collect various poems, various material that will help you to make it more interesting for your senior and junior KG students, not for longer time because screen time is not advised much for them, but maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour of session. So PT teachers or dance teachers can ask parents to be around and make them dance. In one of the sessions, it will be a song session. In one of the sessions, singing teachers may ask them to sing. And it is amazing. Teachers are putting songs on WhatsApp and asking parents to help students to sing it. So offline and online, there are many possibilities that are there.
I think here it is an opportunity for our teachers to be more creative and make it sound more interesting.
Yes.
So coming to the next question, I'm sorry, I'm bombarding you.
No, definitely.
So now, any tips for the children to be more disciplined and controlled? Because what is happening is they put the screen on mute, or they stop the video, they go have a nice, they freak out in the living room, and then they come back and then they sit. So there's no discipline.
Right. Now see, if we just use these two simple tools, the one which I said, okay, initially only ask them to predict something, and at the end the response sheet. If these two simple tools are used, your students cannot move around. Because until and unless they will not be present, they will not be able to feel either of the sheets.
Right.
Okay. If they don't know what you are teaching about, they cannot predict. They cannot make questions out of it. And in the response section, when they are asked okay, what was new to them or what more information they need, only these two simple tricks and it will create wonders. Believe me, in fact, teachers should use it and get back on our email ID that you mentioned, webinar@navneet.com, as to how are you finding those two tools? Are they making wonders in your sessions or not?
Right, sir. So there was one more question. How can the online classes be conducted in the rural areas? So we have a brilliant answer for these teachers who've been mentioning about the rural area. So if you can just give us the example of Mr. Jadhav.
Yes. In the rural areas, one very creative teacher, he is trying to take help of the local government, asking them to allow him to use their internet for maybe 1 or 2 hours. And within those 2 hours and whatever limited resources, he is creating maybe certain things on WhatsApp, collecting some videos and posting it for students. Now, one family, one member is having a mobile with an internet connection and WhatsApp. So he is working amazingly in collaboration with the local self-body and taking their help, using their internet. Maybe they are also, if the students are staying close by, volunteers are there who are little bit trained and they go there and they are doing the small sessions on WhatsApp and being one-to-one also. So they are trying to do all these things, but he's doing it in a very amazing way.
Sir, as you use your poems, I would like to use some lines for this situation. If you permit, can I go ahead?
Yes, madam, of course.
दुनिया में कोई भी काम इम्पॉसिबल नहीं, बस हौसला और मेहनत की जरूरत है. इम्पॉसिबल को अगर गौर से देखो, वो खुद कहता है I am possible. Thank you. Inspired by you. So I think it's just that you have to use your creativity, be open to change. This is what basically we humans don't like to adapt changes so often. So I think wholeheartedly accept change, and this soon will be a part of our system too. So are you going to talk about the different tools that we have?
Yeah, I have some certain references to share.
Okay.
There is something called as Diksha app that is available. And that can be, the government has sponsored it and it can be utilized in rural areas and anywhere. Another amazing tool, YouTube is there. Companies like Navneet and Essence have come up with a tool called as Top Scorers. Google Forms are there. Textbooks are there. And believe me, workbooks will be a revolutionary tool to be used. Workbooks and worksheets when you are teaching. Simple tips, but it will be wonders.
Great, sir. So I was going to talk about any policies.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the agenda.
Yes.
A little bit about cyber policy and cyber safety. See, you would have to just take a session with the student and a parent and etiquettes of using internet. Now, what is going to happen is if parents are not supervising, students may be on mischief. So you can take a declaration form saying, okay, if student does some mischief, the parent has signed a self-declaration, he'll be responsible for it. Let it be signed by student and the parent. So it will morally be in the mind of the student, okay, yaar, my parent has also signed, I have also signed, and I should not do any mischief on the cyber or on the internet. Secondly, parents should be very careful. Okay, they should have supervision. They should be there around whatever is possible. There should be a continuous discussion with the teacher over WhatsApp and mail. Okay, there has to be proactive alertness. And one thing parents should remember to clear their browsing history, because they may be using online payment systems and on, and student is using the same machine, and it should not cause any problem. So just take a declaration from parents, okay, we have permitted our child to use the technology and we will supervise to whatever extent is possible, and I'll take care that there is no mischief from our end. That will suffice to the school as far as using technology is concerned.
Sir, as I've mentioned earlier, now it's just not the teacher and the student. There are also parents who monitor the teaching of teachers. So is there any way that you can bridge the gap between teacher and parents? I mean, what initiatives can a teacher take just to lower the gap? You know, maybe there's some difference in opinion, or they might be just involving themselves in the online classes, barging them in. So any suggestions from your side?
See, basically, it's now not the time to create walls. It is time to create bridges. Parents should also understand that teachers are equally challenged. They have never been earlier using any platforms. So teaching in the classroom, we are not very much conscious and we can be very free in our flow.
Right.
When I am in front of a screen, I may have a phobia. I may be conscious. If parents do not cooperate, they don't take it initially in a lighter note, things are going to be difficult. Teachers also will have to practice a lot. They have to put in efforts, polish themselves, equip themselves with everything that is possible, and then be there to face the challenge. So parents and teachers, maybe it's a learning process again, I say. They have to sit together, maybe on a Zoom call or something, and teachers should explain what all we are trying to do. Maybe some principal or supervisor from the school may take a sort of a PTA of the class. What are things are going at the back end? How much efforts are required? Because it is not easy. Classroom may I go and I write on the blackboard instant, but here I have to prepare a simple presentation may take an hour. And likewise, I have to do it for various classes, 9, 10, 7th, 8th. So time, energy, efforts is twice as much required by the teacher than was required in the classroom. So that is the biggest hurdle which parents should understand and cooperate. Many parents are very actively helping with passing across some resources that they come across, helping students with the assessment sent by the teachers. So parents are actually bridging the gap between the teachers and the students and communicating very well.
So any other tool apart from Google Meet and Zoom that we can use?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we may know these platforms, but we don't know how to use them effectively.
Okay,
So just
I'll just take you to the tools which are available.
Yeah.
See, there is Zoom, Google Classrooms, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, GeoMeet. So there are many tools available. GeoMeet is also a free platform that is available, equally good to Zoom. Google Meet is there, but with a little controls. Google Classroom is a very good tool for assessments, maintaining data, and communication between student and the teacher offline. So teachers can upload, student at their leisure can see the assessments or assignments given and do it. All these platforms work on Android and Windows, mobile computers, and are compatible.
So all these are friendly. I mean, can you just help us with, if I ask you, which is the best one out of these?
Yeah,
or
see,
recommend?
No, for see, the simplest of them to use will be Google and GeoMeet. But all others have similar kind of a platform. Maybe the nomenclature is different, but otherwise the basic functionality is the same. It will not change.
Okay. So, sir, any more tips for the teachers who are there today? Any more tips?
Very important is if the students facing connectivity problem, video should be kept off. Okay, when your participants are there, they should be asked to be on mute mode. They should use hand raise. Okay, or when they want to participate, they can either do on the chat box or on the thumbs. They should preferably be with earphones, headphones, and hands-free. So these are the regular tips that are to be used, and I have seen teachers for last 3 months using it in a very amazing manner.
Okay. So anything else that you would like to discuss? Anything else that you would like to discuss?
Now, very important, this all will need lots of practice. Okay, I'll just share a small video if time permits, Sonia madam.
Yeah. Yes, you can go ahead. I mean,
yeah. Okay. So there's a very amazing video of few seasoned people, and that video mentions what is the importance of practice. Can you see my screen, madam? Sonia madam?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see you. I can't see the video. Have you posted it? Or?
Yeah. Okay. Many of us must have seen this. This was a video wherein the seasoned people have given the importance of doing something every day.
Practice.
So I want everybody to understand that whenever we are trying some new platform, it will need lots of practice. Believe me, right from how we represent ourselves, the visuals, your own visuals, the presentation part, both are important. What is even more important is to touch the heart of a student. To touch minds, 1,000 options are available. Google is available, books are available, friends are available. You are not required. You are needed to touch their hearts and they will be glued to you. Change and transformation is so much about the heart. All of you have given time, energy, efforts because there is connection of the heart. Otherwise, during the vacation time, it was no need for the teachers to be there online. But they have done that because they are connected heart to heart. It's not logic, but the bonding that will help even when technology is at work. Very important to remember this.
Great, sir. Thank you so much. Can we also cover some of the questions that we have here?
Yes. Before we take the question,
yes,
one very important thing which parents and teachers should remember, okay, is regarding value addition. Okay. Now, value addition can be in many different forms. Okay. There is a great misconception in our minds that we believe our job is to find where students are going wrong. Or we think, okay, if we tell them something to improve, we have done a good job. But we are just playing a role of a critic. Okay. If you tell some diabetic patient, sugar mat lo, sugar mat lo, sugar mat lo, wo bolenga mera life hai, I'll do whatever is expected. So that is not going to work. That style does not work anymore. And most of us are in that trap. We feel a need to constantly guide student. That will lead to leadership failure and not leadership in action. And believe me, it has pushed students away from us, from the learning system. What is value addition? At surface level, validation, yes, very well done, super, bahut acha kiya, may add a little value. But it is like pain balm on the aching muscles. It's nice for beginners. It is good, but as a leader, validation is not enough. As a leader, we have to help in developing core beliefs which are progressive in nature. Practice well, and believe me, teachers can do magic. So you can take questions and then we can sum up.
Sir, any more aspects of online teaching? I mean, any more that you feel have to be discussed on this forum?
It all depends upon the support system that is available. With collaboration of various companies, there are many different things, very tools that can be utilized. There are smart boards that are available. So in case teachers have the facility to go to school, those smart boards can be directly connected via Zoom platform or GeoMeet. And then you can actually write on the board and that screen can be shared. So you have to take care of your support system. You should find out where you will generate your support system. As far as some aspects are there, I can just highlight a few of them. Maybe in terms of when you're using Google platform, certain basic etiquettes that you need to follow. Be careful that there are no sharing of passwords or the way you are presenting to the screen, the light that is there. So if at all there is less light or more light, your session may not be very impactful. So small aspects, but if they are taken care of, things will be good.
Okay.
You can, audiovisual is there, e-learning is there, worksheet workbooks are there, documents are there, charts are there. Okay, web links are there, open source material, lots of open source material. I'll just give you an example in a minute. I'll just share a screen.
Okay, sir.
I have connected to a source on the net. Now see, for a maths teacher, you will have to find all the sources. Now suppose I want to teach something like graphs, and if I just put x plus y is equal to 5, you have a graph ready and you can utilize this. So it is like magic. You can do it in 2 minutes, but this will create impact. So all we need to do is handily have with us all these audio visuals, e-learnings, tie up with some good companies. School should sit together with teachers, understand which material can be used and utilize all this.
Sir, that's, yeah.
Yeah, madam.
Yeah, anything that you would like to add? Because I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, many of the teachers here are saying how to teach maths and accounts online.
Maths and accounts
Little
online.
Challenging. That's a little challenging.
Yes, it is challenging, but as I said, something is better than nothing. So maybe they will have to make their PowerPoint presentations in stepwise manner, wherein when they're teaching those steps, one step is flashed and students can see it. If they have a pad with a pen which can be connected to the computer, they can directly write on the writing pad, and that is reflected on the screen the way I'm sharing the screen today. So that way mathematics and accounts will become easier, but little tools and gadgets are definitely required.
Okay. This is one technical question. How to go for auto check in Google Form? Is it a paid version?
How to go? Can you come back?
How to go for auto check in Google Form? Is it a paid version? Auto check in Google.
Google Forms is not a paid version. It is
Okay.
available to everybody who's having a Gmail ID.
Okay. So I think most of the effective tools that we can use have been covered by you, all the platforms as well. So would you like to sum up or?
I have a very interesting, the other day I was speaking to Commissioner of Education, State of Maharashtra. And he said something very beautiful things. I have a bite of Educational Commissioner himself. So I'll just play that bite for everybody.
Okay, sir.
And it is interesting how state government is also taking lots of measures to help teachers. So let's see that bite if it is available with us.
Yes.
So I'll share a screen. It's a short video.
Okay. Okay.
There's almost 25 million children in Maharashtra.
I'll just restart.
Myself, I am Commissioner Education Maharashtra. I look at pre-primary to higher secondary education. So it covers almost 25 million children across the state. I am first a normal human being, a normal citizen, and then an IS officer. So IS officers are part of the society, and I don't think they have some extraordinary brains. I would say they just have average intellect with probably greater destiny to really help millions of people around the world, around the society that we have. And the word of advice, as you had suggested, I would say please don't lose faith. This year definitely had been a watershed because we had to really think a lot of innovative solutions to start the academic session for our children. In June, July, generally we start in Maharashtra, including Vidarbha. And this year, because of COVID situation, we are not really sure whether we would be in a position to start physically start schools in next quarter or maybe another 6 months down the line. So in this scenario, we have tried different media to reach out to our children, which includes online classes, Google Classrooms, partnering with different NGOs like Khan Academy and Pratham and so many of them to reach out to children. Now, there are children, majority of children who do not have access to other devices like laptops, tablets, or other gadgets. So for those children, we are reaching out to radio, community TV network, community radio, and through TV. TV, I think, is a mean where we can reach out to almost 80 to 90% of children. From 20th of July with MKCL, SCRT government of Maharashtra is partnering, and we would be having almost 500 episodes for class 1 to 8 for the regular academic inputs as well as some additional inputs. The program would be called Tilimili, and it would be half an hour program on DD Sahyadri. Recently, we had launched a few programs on Geo TV, Geo Chat, and this program through TV like even Tata Sky and many other players are right now approaching us. Now there are 3 to 4% children who do not have access to any device, including TV or radio. So we are trying to engage volunteers at local level who reach out to those children in groups of 5 or 10 in slum areas, in rural hamlets, remote hamlets, and those volunteers are doing this work at local level. So wherever you are, I think if you just look around and if you have free time and if you reach out to those children, our education officers across the state would be happy to help you to locate such students and help them to start with their academic curriculum. We have ensured that Bal Bharti textbooks, almost 12 crore textbooks have reached students' homes by June 30th. So we have ensured that every student in our state has got Bal Bharti textbook who is from a socio-economically weaker background. And now the idea is to help that child to start going through those textbooks, start learning on his own, start learning through TV, radio, or whatever means are available to him or her. And then to ask questions to the local teachers or volunteers who help them to progress. We have a program called Twinning Program, where a good urban school with good infrastructure is twinned with rural or Zilla Parishad or maybe a municipal corporation school with less resources. And there is a give and take, there is sharing of best practices. And we have covered more than 10,000 schools this year in this twinning program. So there are 10,000 good high-end private schools which have twinned with almost 10,000 such rural schools.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So many activities are going on. Television is one of the best channels that can be utilized, wherein rural education to some extent can be taken care of. This twinning program, schools from cities may share their platform with one simple school from the rural areas, and those students will learn with your students. What an amazing way of using online platform.
Exactly.
And it will create wonders in lives of students.
Really, sir, we never realized that virtual learning can be so effective, can be made so creative and effective. I'm sure all our teachers are going to come up with some great testimonies in this academic year with this wonderful session. So, sir, would you like to sum up, or do you want me to just sum up quickly what we have covered?
Any quick questions? Anybody's there on the chat to have any questions?
Yeah.
Any teachers? Another thing,
okay,
everybody
sir,
can... One more thing everybody can remember, anytime they need support of Navneet Foundation, they can mail us on the mail ID, and me, and on behalf of Navneet Foundation, all of us will be there ready to help you.
And we'll ensure you that all the questions will be answered. So you can, after the session also, you might have some questions. Our teachers, facilitators can have some questions. So you can very well send us through mail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
sir,
it was a small attempt wherein we can bridge the gap and all the stakeholders can very happily move towards development. I would just again quote a few lines of the same poem. Naya sapna sab milkar dekhe, naya hosh hai, naya josh hai, naya jaan hai, naya jahan hai, ek nayi lagan se khul kar dekhe, thoda sa khud ko badal kar dekhe, nayi disha se chal kar dekhe, नई दिशा से चलकर देखे. So you are all wonderful with whatever teaching skills you have. We have to just adapt to this technological platform, and I'm sure we all will create miracles. Thank you so much to all of you and Navneet Foundation for creating such a wonderful platform.
Thank you so much, sir. Quickly, just a sum up of what we have actually gone through today. We've looked at some of the common challenges faced by our teachers and how to overcome those. We also saw information about different platforms and tools and their features and benefits. We have made a session plan in a very effective manner. You've showed us that way. How to conduct assessments and online exams effectively. We really like the method of giving feedback after every session plan, to
I'll
students.
Interrupt you.
Yes.
If teachers could follow the same and send us those feedbacks, we will really get to learn out of it.
Yes, you can send it on webinar@navneet.com, all the teachers. And we also checked on the cyber policy and cyber safety. So great, sir. Thank you. We really appreciate you being here. Time out, your valuable time. We definitely have faith in our teachers, and we know that they are now well equipped to face all the challenges in these online sessions. So, sir, thank you once again for joining us, and we'll soon meet you all again. Jate jate, I would like to dedicate few lines for our teachers. May I, sir, with your permission?
Definitely.
साक्षर हमें बनाते हैं, जीवन क्या है समझाते हैं. जब गिरते हैं हम हार कर, तो साहस वही बढ़ाते हैं. ऐसे महान व्यक्ति ही तो शिक्षक गुरु कहलाते हैं. So thank you all the Shiksha Gurus present here who've been constantly striving in molding our children. Take care, stay safe, and happy teaching.
Yes, salute to all my leaders.
Same
Thank you
here,
so much.
sir. Yes, thank you so much.